When you first started working for Jancoa, what were your first impressions?
I met the owner, the CEO. They don't talk about that job that you start. They show you the future. Jancoa is giving people jobs, not only a job, a future, what you can be in the future.
With all the conversations I've had in 25 years, I haven't met anybody that told me their dream was to be a janitor when they grew up. It's a transitional job on the way to something else, but people forget what they're on their way to. In 1993, we were knocking on doors getting checks so we would have enough money to cover our payroll, and then 2 days later, the tax deposit that had to be covered. So we lived in that world, and I knew there had to be something different. So we had hired this consultant to come in to help us with systems and efficiencies. The second day he came in and he said, "I can't help you. You have a people problem." Not that our people are a problem, but we didn't have enough people. The average turnover in our industry is 400% annual. We kept losing people. We had to fix this problem. And what we realized is we needed to do something different to attract employees. We had to get out of the way of focusing on making a profit and reinvest in our team members. And the number one obstacle they all faced was transportation.
You come to another country, you get stuck. It's a new life, a new beginning, everything. That time, I was not driving.
So Tony went out and he bought a 15-passenger van. He went to a sign painting store and had it painted on the side, Jancoa Employee Shuttle, drove it to the office.
When I went out and bought the van and had it lettered, there was nobody to drive it. And so I had the least amount to do, so I drove it at night.
The vans, Jancoa, would come and pick me up from home and take me to work. And they say, "Thank you because you help us to do our job." That's, instead of me thanking them, they were saying they thanked me because me being with them helped them to finish their job. Sorry.
And so as they would get on the van they would forget that I was even part of the company, and they would talk to each other and say the things that were going on at work, and they'd say what was going on at home.
Tony heard them talking about their obstacles. He starts seeing where they lived and what quality of life they were having.
And I realized that, man, we have an opportunity where we can really make a difference. And that became more about them than the cleaning.
And one of the things that I know that once your heart is broken, you can't continue to do business the way you've always done business.
What I assumed about people was wrong. Lots of cheese on that? Got it? Okay. What do you have? Sure. Okay. I think the toughest thing is to really understand what they want. And I think that takes skill. I think it's a skill set.
I think it's fairly rare that people will ask you about your dreams, let alone encourage you to go for them, and let alone be there when you're hitting the wall. I coordinate all of our work at night, so I'll check on managers, check on employees, resolve problems, have difficult conversations with employees as needed. Tony and Mary knew that people needed hope and opportunity. And so initially my job was just trying to find ways to connect with people relationally, and then maybe we could keep them longer, but also we could be helping them work towards their hopes and dreams. When I first came here, I had all these stereotypes that I had to kind of walk through, but I knew that people were valuable. So I began to sit with people, and that started creating a different dynamic, because I went from the boss being there to this equality, and I started noticing that the people responded to me differently.
When we start listening to our team members and not just seeing what we saw, but listening to them talking, we get better together and help each other grow and improve quality of life.
We began developing people within, so now we have about 14 managers, and they've all come up through the ranks. They were cleaners that became supervisors, that then became managers.
I don't think it's something that we could have made happen on our own at all. God was just saying, this is why you're here.
I first started as a cleaner, was promoted to a supervisor, and then became a junior area manager. My dream was to, get settled in America, like, buy a house, buy new cars, and which I have already did. It's only because of Jancoa.
We start helping the immigrants and refugees learn how to speak English. And we start helping people get driver's license. And we start finding programs, first-time homeowners programs. And we help many families that became first-generation homeowners.
We were given a tour to a house, and they start talking about buying a house and talking about being a manager.
We actually started a 401k last year, not just for executive team, but for all of our team members to help people think about their futures differently. Today, we have that dream board up in our opening area, and all new team members fill out on a card, what is their dream? If it was 3 years from now, what has to happen for them to be happy with their quality of life? And so what we have found is a way to say, okay, come work for us. It's hard work. It's respectful work, but we'll help you go after your dreams. We'll help you have the time and energy and the connections to figure out what it is you want and what path you can do to help make that happen.
Good managers listen to their people. They also have relationships with their people. They'll sit down and they'll meet them where they're at.
When I'm serving another human being, just listening to what's going on with them, I'm always amazed by what God can do.
When we listen to what's inside of our soul waiting to get out, it can change our life forever in a very good way. Today we have almost 600 employees, and 95% of them are full-time employees. You don't see them. They're invisible to other people. But when we start seeing the people, when we start seeing the humanity,
God was really doing a work in my heart about when you respect these people, when you love these people. I just got my mind renewed, my heart renewed about the value of people.
I came from good professional job. Been here, nobody would give me a chance. Jancoa taking all that risk, it opens a door for me. I never thought of myself working as a janitor. But that's the best job you can find in the world.